I mentioned, I'm Paul Schultz, Canyon City Police Chief.
Jim Biker, Fremont County Sheriff.
And we're here today.
Can you spell that out just for a mic check for us?
Sure. My first name, Paul, P-A-U-L, Schultz, S-C-H-U-L-T-Z, Canyon City Police.
Jim Biker, J-I-M-B-E-I-C-K-U-R.
At approximately 11:20 p.m. on January 1st, 2014, area law enforcement officers were involved in a confrontation which resulted in the shooting of a suspect. Fremont County deputies were attempting to locate a suspect in a protection order violation. The suspect's been identified as 46-year-old John Freyta, F-R-E-Y-T-A, a Fremont County resident, was cited in Canyon City by Canyon City police officers who attempted to contact Mr. Freyta. Freyta fled from the officers traveling west through Canyon City on Highway 50 at a high rate of speed. Fremont County deputies followed Mr. Freyta to the entrance of Skyline Drive on Highway 50, where he turned around and proceeded east on the highway to the entrance to Tunnel Drive. Mr. Freyta traveled up Tunnel Drive through the parking area at the base of the trail and onto the locked gates at the trailhead. Confrontation between Freyta, a Canyon City police officer, and a Fremont County Sheriff's deputy ensued, and Freyta sustained 3 gunshot wounds. He was transported from the scene and airlifted to Penrose Hospital in Colorado Springs. At the time of this press release, his condition is listed as stable. Both the officer and the deputy have been placed on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation, which is standard practice for all officer-involved shootings. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation is leading the investigation of this incident. And we're able to take questions if you have any.
So did the confrontation happen at the locked gates of that trailhead?
It took place at the trailhead just inside the parking area. Maybe, and we're kind of guessing this, I'd say about 150 feet in.
Now, did Freyta have a gun as well?
All of that's under investigation at this time by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation.
Did officers have a reason for shooting him? Was he threatening them in any way?
There was a violent confrontation there. That's the information we have at this point.
There's no information as far as how many shots were fired or anything like that, how many times he was shot.
Still under investigation. We do know he sustained 3 gunshot wounds. I can tell you that the gunshot wounds are, at this point, the information we have, that they are not life-threatening.
What are his charges?
Ken, you have a list of the charges that we're going to...
They're in the process of working up a warrant for trespass. The initial charges were from the incident that occurred that started the whole thing in the house, and that was trespassing, domestic violence, and violation of the protection order. That's why the deputies are trying to locate him. And then there may be additional charges involved as far as the eluding, and then assault on a police officer and resisting arrest.
Now, obviously, our district attorney will have the ultimate decision in the formal filing of charges, but right now that's what we
How many officer-involved shootings did you guys have last year, either in Canyon City or in Fremont County?
We didn't have any in Canyon City.
and I don't believe we had any for the Fremont County Sheriff's Office last year, 2013.
So then, do you have any thoughts about starting out the first of this year with something like this?
Well, it's very unfortunate. We wish it wouldn't have happened, but it does happen occasionally.
Tracy, you had a question?
Yeah, thanks. The initial victim of the domestic violence, do you know what her condition is, or if it's her?
I don't believe that I'm not sure if we can comment on that at this point, but
No known injuries.
right, I don't believe that she's been.
So you said it was sheriffs and Canyon City PD. Was it both departments that got shot at, or the officers who they were working with?
Both officers confronted the suspect. There was a violent confrontation involving both the officers and Mr. Freyta, and we're trying to determine who fired at this point.
So we don't know if it was a deputy or an officer who?
Or
shot?
both.
Or both?
Or both.
Okay.
We think we know what happened, but the investigation's not anywhere near complete yet to confirm that information.
Is there a timeline on how long these investigations usually take?
Well, obviously, we want it done as soon as possible, but that's up to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation.
Where was he shot? Can you tell us?
He sustained 2 gunshot wounds to the side and 1 to the elbow.
Is there a situation in which it's justified for officers to shoot a suspect who does not have a gun, or will there be repercussions for that if he doesn't have?
Well, we didn't say he didn't have a gun, and we didn't say he didn't have a weapon. That's under investigation yet. But of course, if the officers feel their life is in danger, they are allowed to defend themselves.
Can you release the names of the officers?
We haven't released them yet. They are on paid administrative leave, that's standard protocol, but we have not released the names of the officers.
You said one Canyon City officer and one Fremont County deputy.
Correct.